Let me turn to Iran. The sanctions went into effect this week. What's the impact from your standpoint?
Well, first of all, I can never say enough because I'm so concerned about the threat that a nuclear Iran represents to the U.S. and the world. You can never say enough thank you to President Trump for getting us out of that bad Iran nuclear deal and for reimposing sanctions. The Iranian economy is hurting. It's the only way to get them back to the table to negotiate a better deal in which they really give up their nuclear weapons. If they don't, I think there's a chance of an uprising by the Iranian people. So what happened this week was, with more sanctions on the Iranians, was critically important. Incidentally, I don't think the new Congress, with Democrats in control of the House, will alter the president's policy on Iran at all. The fact is that the Democratic support, most of it, for the Iran nuclear agreement was really an act of loyalty to President Obama, who negotiated that agreement. I think you got somebody like Eliot Engel coming in to run the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He basically agrees with the position.
That's not a good idea. That's not a good reason. Loyalty to President Obama to get into this a deal with Iran.
I certainly agree with you.
I mean,
and therefore, I think that the Democrats, most of them in the House and Senate, will come back to their natural position. There's no constituency for supporting Iran, a radical Islamist terrorist state.
And that's what National Security Advisor John Bolton told me on Monday. And I also asked him about this report that China is trying to cut its oil supply from Iran and instead maybe do a trade deal with the U.S. buying oil from the U.S. Here's what he said. There was a report on Friday that China is looking to buy oil from the United States as opposed to Iran. And this is going to be the beginning of a new trade deal that the president's going to talk with President Xi about when he sees him at the G20. Truth?
I think there's a lot of possibility. I think the American production of oil and gas and the potential for export is enormous. It's a strategic alternative for the Europeans from buying Russian oil and gas. It could be a strategic alternative in the Far East as well. You already see Chinese banks that are stopping clearing Iranian financial transactions because they'd rather do business in the United States. The same is true for many other Chinese businesses. The reach of American economic power is enormous, and that's what the president's using here.
I thought it was really interesting about the oil purchase. That we'll see if that materializes. But also, the question is, why are all those exemptions? The U.S. put these exemptions in place.
Right. I was frankly disappointed about some of the waivers that the administration gave some countries, but they said, the administration, one time, maybe 6 months, they're temporary, and we're going to take them off. It's a way to wean them off of Iranian oil. The great story here, and it comes through what John Bolton said, is that we are now, U.S., a net exporter of oil and gas. The industry here, through technological innovation, has now is producing so much oil here. The Saudis are ready to fill the gap. And the Russians, while not particularly friendly with us at this moment, they want to do business, and they produce a lot of oil that can take the place. So we're really in a strong position to squeeze the Iranian economy, and that's the best way to get them to behave.
That is a big deal. Joe Lieberman, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Senator Lieberman.